starting. Let's do it. Or
I'm assuming you'll get an alert in the next couple seconds.
Let's just assume it's starting. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Awesemo.com live before lock show, where we'll be discussing today's MLB slate, maybe even some PGA, and we will have the boss man himself, Alex Awesemo Baker, the awesome one himself. He doesn't call himself that, but maybe he should. I'm Chris Spags. You can see our names on the bottom now, spelled correctly, and I'm here with the Chupster, rather, Josh Engelman. How are you doing today, Josh?
It's been an interesting day. I didn't have power at my house for most of it, so it was a pretty bleak, like 11:30 to 4 and change window. Lots of trying to find things that didn't require the internet.
But you're here now, and that's what matters. We got power just in time for you to do more work and spend more time with the lovely citizens of the internet who you've already spent an hour and a half with. But it's your escape from living like an Amish person.
I don't live like an Amish person. Like Dave Chappelle said, I know what the weather's going to be like tomorrow.
Well, yeah, but you didn't have power. So, I mean, you were churning butter and maybe build a barn. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I definitely didn't play like an hour and a half's worth of iPad games and then go eat a trio of quesadillas. So you're like a toddler, basically. You were entertained by your iPad, and then you had some chicken fingers in the shape of dinosaurs, and you had a day.
Oh, I had really good quesadillas.
I would like to imagine
one shrimp,
chicken.
one steak, one chicken. Man, I knocked that stuff out.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for being awake after that. It's a little heavy to...
That's the only way you can get to a Chubster nickname, man. You got to pack food away at all costs.
That's true. You have earned that nickname over the course of decades of eating and just generally being a guy with a Chubster-like attitude. That's who you are. Let's do this. Let's do stuff before Alex comes on. Alex is going to join us in, I guess, like 8 minutes. But we'll talk a little bit about, he's talking stacks today, so let's talk pitching up front. Where are you going for pitchers so far? Who's jumping off the page for you in either your crunches or to your naked eye?
Yeah, so I've got 4 guys in the 20s. Garrett Cole, Luke Weaver, Nick Pivetta, and Trevor Bauer. None of those should sound terribly surprising, although I am over the field a bit on Cole. So if we're talking about guys that I'm higher on than we're projecting the field to be, I'm doubled up on Andrew Suarez. I probably have said that in every live stream he's pitched. I'm doubled up on Caleb Smith. I'm almost doubled up on Garrett Cole. I'm doubled up on Barrios. And then maybe a little bit extra on Tyler Anderson.
I like Tyler Anderson, and then I kind of have sat on it a little more. And, Hoskins being back in the lineup, I feel like not enough people are accounting for. I mean, we have him as an A value and an A in projected points. We're really good. But, I don't know. Tyler Anderson, I feel like he seems like an obvious play to me. And, also Philly's strikeout rate jumps out. They're at 27%. That definitely is something noteworthy. I just worry a little bit about, them being emboldened by Hoskins being back. And Hoskins himself looks like a pretty decent play to me, at least as a one-off.
Yeah, I love Hoskins today.
Yeah, I think he looks good to me, and that makes me worry a little bit about Anderson. Though, obviously Anderson could still have a big day, even if Hoskins has a good day. We're... Jake is commenting on the Awesemo.com name. I didn't see that. I don't know. Anderson, I like. He worries me a little bit. Suarez, I like too. But he also worries me a little bit because I always play Andrew Suarez a lot too, and he often is quite mediocre. Often starts hot and then gets rocked in the 4th inning is what I've noticed. I don't know. I worry a little bit about him. Any concerns at the expensive pitcher points? Any of those guys maybe give you some pause? Bauer we project to be one of the highest owned pitchers. Possibly the highest owned player on the slate. Does that maybe warrant a fade for him at all?
Yeah, I have half of our projected ownership. Although that 43 is probably a little bit higher than what it'll be in what I'm playing. But even still, I should be slightly under the field. I don't want to go too high on him. So I'm differentiating by having a little bit more Cole and a little bit more Barrios.
Yeah, so that's where I landed, and we talked about it briefly before coming on the stream. I like Berrios a lot tonight. I think there's a lot of potential strikeouts on that side. Not a lot to fear. Berrios, pretty volatile. I don't know. He stands out to me, though, as being pretty intriguing. One guy you mentioned that you have a lot of, who I also worry about, and I actually have a couple stacks going the other way. I don't think Pivetta is that fantastic of a play today. Like, I think the Rockies are getting a bad reputation for being not that great outside the cores, but the top of that order looks pretty good to me.
I'm not sure I'm totally with you. The Rockies, oh God. So they've been really bad against righties this year. Really, really bad.
I mean, yeah, they have, but I mean, they still, on a pure statistical basis, they grade out pretty well. LeMahieu's on base 376, Blackman 386, 283 isolated power, Arenado on base 351, 250 isolated power. Gonzalez gets on base 367. Like, I would worry about that. And I think with a player like Pivetta, who's kind of also volatile, maybe he might get his strikeouts, but I don't know. Like, there's strikeouts, especially at the bottom of the order, like Story, Desmond, Murphy. But even Murphy's got, like, insane power, too. There's a lot of risk there, I think, for Pivetta, especially at his ownership level.
Yeah, I guess. So I have him with the fourth most Ks on the slate, which I think is worth the risk when you're only paying $7,500. Like, if he were $8,800, I'd be way more nervous. Mm-hmm. But he's at a price point where, like, it's really hard for him to bury you.
Yeah, I get it. I would personally rather play. I mean, Weaver. Not that he's going to be much less owned, but he's a guy who I like a lot tonight. Tyler Mahle, I think, is a little interesting. Don't love his hard contact rate. Don't love the Royals not striking out a ton, but that Royals side not very terrifying, and he could give you that kind of performance you need to fade a guy who maybe doesn't do spectacularly. I don't know. Pivetta would be the one guy who jumps out to me where I'm surprised he's going to be that highly owned. And I feel like there's some logic in fading him.
I don't know. I'm pretty comfortable with him. Like, I haven't done any real massaging to his exposures personally. Like, he's just hitting what the public is hitting. So he's a guy that I haven't paid too much attention to because he's just sort of like, I think, where he's supposed to be for me.
All right. So yeah, we'll have to agree to disagree on Pivetta. We'll know. Not Chick-fil-A bet warranting yet, but you know, with this new spreadsheet, I haven't talked about on a Josh stream. I now have a spreadsheet. I'll just keep mentioning it because I'm really proud of myself that our tech guy Eddie built, who you might see in some of these tournaments, rising up the ranks as 1-800-EDDIE.
That's a great name, by the way.
It is. It's a very funny name, and he's actually had a hell of a run at one point. I don't know if I've seen him in some of the same tournaments I've been in lately, but
I'm gonna Eddie's change mine to like 10-10-3-2-1 Josh. But very little amounts of the people will understand what that is. You couldn't just make phone calls all the time, people. You had to like call weird numbers to like make better phone calls.
Oh, and somebody asked if we will be talking to Osmo. We will be talking to him in just a couple minutes. Josh, almost time to cue you up to do that. But before we do that, worst pitcher on the slate tonight, who do you think is the guy who is probably going to jump out as either somebody worth targeting or just somebody to avoid completely despite his very cheap price? I'm definitely leading you to one guy who looks awful to me.
I mean, you want to know who I think is just the worst pitcher?
Yep.
Paul Blackburn.
Okay, I was going Eric Lauer.
Oh, no, I like Eric Lauer.
Really? Okay.
Hold on, let me be more specific here. I don't generally dislike Eric Lauer. I have him in like a lineup today. I end up usually with a bunch of him. Not a bunch, but like enough of him. No, I think Lauer's functionally good, especially when he pitches in Petco, which isn't today.
No, it's not today. I don't know. I like all the Cardinals look good to me. Lauer.
I love the Cardinals.
Lauer, the worst whip on the slate, worst xFIP on the slate, worst at soft contact, giving up a lot of hard contact. If I had to guess a lineup that might shell a pitcher tonight, I would go with the Cardinals. I didn't play enough of them actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, but just Lauer just looks like terrible to me.
We ready to add the boss?
Yep, bring him in. So Josh right now is going to bring in our boss, the founder of Osmo.com, Alex Osmo Baker, who is better known as the top tournament player in the world. He is winning money left and right. some of which he spends on us like little sugar babies in our continued employment. But he has a lot of interesting things today. He also, if you're a premium member of .com, he has an article up right now in which you can check to see who he projects to be the highest performing stacks tonight. And that's what we're going to talk to him about. Probably also ask him some U.S. Open questions as well, since that is a pertinent thing coming up.
There he is.
And here we go. Alex, how are you doing today? Wait, I got nothing, Josh.
I see him. He's on the screen now.
I don't see him, and I don't hear him.
Alex, you hear us? We cannot hear you. Are you on mute?
Are you trolling our boss, Josh? Or you just...
He has gone bye-bye now.
Oh, no. All right. Well, we'll try to figure this out. And that was Osmo, everybody. Thanks.
And that is what you get with a premium subscription and blah-blah-blah-blah-blah.
All right, can you guys hear me now?
We can.
Oh, there we go. All right, now we have Alex. Okay. Alex Osmo Baker, the man behind it all. We can hear you. Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for joining us. How are you doing today?
Thanks. How are you guys doing? I'm doing great.
We're good. We're trying to survive now. Now that worked. We actually wrote that out fairly professionally, I thought, despite the 1 second of awkwardness. Alex, you have the big article today, your stacks, so we're waiting for you to talk about it. What stacks do you feel like are looking the best to you in terms of both the game theory way you view things and just what's coming up for you, I guess, and what you're building so far?
All right, so I know a lot of you guys are already members. You probably read my article, but I'll give you the rest of you guys a preview. Today isn't like the past couple days because Cleveland was like far and away the best stack the past couple of days in like projected runs. But today there's a bunch of teams all like stacked up in a similar area. You got Twins, Yankees, Reds, Indians, Astros, and Cardinals all with around 5. So I'm not expecting any one team to kind of be overowned to a great extent. So on this kind of slate, I tend to diversify a lot between different stacks. So I might have exposure to all of those, probably mix and match them a little bit, do some teams with some lineups with 2 stacks. And if one of the sleepers I mentioned were the Phillies, because it looks like they're going a little bit more under the radar than those teams I just mentioned.
So you're not on the Tyler Anderson train tonight, and you think that the Phillies have a shot? I guess which Phillies would you be looking at the most? I would assume Hoskins is pretty high up there, given that he's one of the few A's in both points and value for you. But what Phillies would you be looking at if you were stacking them up?
Yeah, definitely Hoskins is the top one. I think you can use him as a one-off as well. Also, I mean, a lot of them are really popping up for me. So the next highest are Altherr, Santana, Kingery. Yeah, so I think most of them are in play. You can check the grades to see more specific information, but if the whole team goes off, even the guys who aren't as likely to have good games are probably going to have good games, so you can definitely roster them all up.
Did you get the idea to stack the Phillies today from my Spotlight Hitters article this morning by any chance, where they were listed as an excellent stack option? Sorry, I'm plugging myself here.
Unfortunately, our ownership projections don't take into account your article yet, so maybe they're a little off and underrating it because I know that you have some sway.
Sorry, I just had to get that in there.
You mentioned the Cardinals being one of the stacks that you view as being a popular option. Obviously, Vegas projects them to be pretty successful tonight. So you're not buying the Eric Lauer propaganda that Josh is putting out there, right? That I think Josh said he's a potential Cy Young candidate, and tonight's where he stakes his campaign for it.
Literally none of that has happened. None of it whatsoever.
I think that was verbatim what you said, but how are the Cardinals looking to you? I mean, do you feel like their recent success might make them a little heavier owned versus a guy like Lauer, or how do you feel about the Cardinals overall? Or are we flagging or something?
I think that's pretty from memory, so I'm not really expecting past nights to have a bit. Sorry, I think I just my hold on, I gotta stop the sync here. It's like draining all my bandwidth.
You responded to that as if you were in Germany right now, and you got that like 15 seconds after us.
I was very confused.
I just couldn't say. I thought it was hilarious.
Okay. Is this better?
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
The Cardinals. Tell us about the Cardinals. What do you think about them tonight and their chances against potential Cy Young winner Eric Lauer, as dubbed by Josh Engelman?
Yeah, I think that they're in play. One of the things in my article is I compare the chance of them being the top scoring stack of the night versus their ownership, and on DraftKings they're both the same at 8%, which means since they're more likely than average and their ownership isn't that high, you can go ahead and roster them.
Yes, if you guys haven't read it, again, if you're a premium member of Osmo.com, you can check out Alex's article breaking down the chances of each stack succeeding tonight. It's called Osmo's Top Stack Percentage. It's up on the homepage right now, so go check that out. Alex, actually, let's talk about one thing you're doing, which I just saw you tweeted. People can now buy a stake in you via a website. Is that how it goes, where they can bankroll your lineups and then get a portion of the winnings, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, it's this new site I heard about, Stake Kings, and they let players post action online. I thought it'd be fun to kind of have some people be part of the action on my end, play some of these big tournaments on DraftKings for the U.S. Open. So I think there's still a little bit of the package still available. So if you're interested, you can go on Stake Kings and sign up.
Yeah, so go check out Alex's Twitter. Alex is at OsmoDFS. And he tweets some DFS things, and you could buy him like a common streetwalker if you if you so please. So that's great news.
You say it like it's a bad thing to buy one of those.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of good steak with that usually if you're buying. not the best shopping principle. U.S. Open, Alex. We have an article up on that from our guy Nolan Kelly. A beautifully named column called The Approach. I don't know who came up with that. Probably some genius. But you are also doing rankings and stuff for premium members. What are you thinking with the U.S. Open? I guess for somebody who hasn't played golf before, I believe there's a Millionaire Maker going on DraftKings. I assume some big tournaments on FanDuel. What is your approach with the PGA Open? I guess where would you begin?
All right, so the thing you guys got to know about the U.S. Open is that it is so much harder of a course than your average PGA course. I project the average round to be about 4 points over par. And the winner of the U.S. Open usually has like a minus like 6 or something like that. So there's going to be a lot less scoring. And the value of being ranked high at the end of the tournament is going to be proportionally higher because there isn't going to be as many birdies and such. I haven't looked at I haven't built any lineups yet. I'm waiting until tonight, but I posted some initial rankings. I'm going to go back and update them. Another thing about the U.S. Open, only 60 out of the 150 golfers make it through the cut, or 60 plus ties, I should say. So the chance of a player getting cut after 2 rounds is very high compared to average, especially with some of the strong golfers in the field. So getting all 6 of your guys through the cut is going to be huge in determining your success.
So I guess, is there any, you haven't taken a deep look at it, but are there any guys that jump off the page for you as being particularly good values or I guess plays that you feel like you're going to be trying to use as a building block?
Yeah, as I said, I haven't built any lineups, but you can. I'll take a look at these rankings real quick. Usually, you want to get one of the studs in your lineup. So the top one, looking like Justin Thomas based on the pricing on DraftKings. And then if you want to go a little bit cheaper, I have Justin Rose and John Rahm as being very good plays as well.
There you go. So check it out if you're a premium member. Awesemo.com will have we'll have rankings rather for the PGA stuff coming up for the U.S. Open. So go check those out. Alex will be updating them as we get closer to that starting, I believe, tomorrow. So go ahead and check that out if you are a premium member, and if you're not, sign up now and do it. Alex, here's a question for you that we had yesterday, and I feel like you might have a definitive answer that Sushane, one of our regulars, brought back up. Game theory thoughts on a home team and their batting. So, like, is there a reason to perhaps devalue a home team or give extra bonus to an away team because of that extra batting order run in the top of the ninth?
So I think I've done some research on this. It doesn't make a huge difference whether you have the home team or away team stacked because, first of all, it's already like part of my projections where I project the home team on average is going to have like 8.5 innings. I guess you go down to 8, which would be like 2 batters difference, I guess. But the variance in total at-bats in the first 8 innings is high enough that it doesn't really make a huge impact on who you should choose in your lineups.
Got it. So there we go. We have a definitive answer now on that. A question from Kevin in the chat, and this is just not a DFS question. Where did you get the original name of Awesemo? Is it from South Park or was it some other portmanteau therein?
Yes, portmanteau is a great word because it's a combination of awesome and emo. It was my AIM screen name in high school, and I actually went back and looked at the date I registered it because you can see when you registered your AIM name, it was like 3 months before the South Park episode happened. So if anything, they copied me.
Wow, I had no idea. So you were a big emo kid back in the day?
Well, me and my friends started an emo band in high school called Friends Forever. It was pretty short-lived, but we're still friends, so it's all good.
Wow. All right. This might be something we have to revisit. We're doing an hour-long little roundtable thing with Alex tomorrow, and I want to get into your head a little more as just like the human side of things, in addition to some DFS questions that Jake and Josh and I have had. I think we need to hear more about Friends Forever.
Do you have any of those tracks still? Can we get those onto the awesemo.com podcast feed for people? I think that would be a great thing to pass along to some of our premium subscribers.
There are a couple of tracks that we recorded. One is called Wrong As You, and the other is called Mean Mommy. It's not about my mom. She's really nice. It was just the emo-est thing I could come up with.
All right. I like that. We're learning more. I like that we're already 2 streams in. We've learned there's an emo band. There's going to be some interesting past things that have come out for you. I'm looking forward to each future week we have you on. Let's see. Any other good questions here? What size stacks would you use on a slate this size from Kyle? I mean, I think we have a general rule of thumb, but I guess does it matter for a slate this big, or would you ever alter the depth to which you're stacking a team?
In general, I stack the most players I can, at least from one team. On big slates, it makes more sense to double stack it up. I guess like you can also do 4 players from one team and 4 from another on DraftKings. Like I found that to be effective. But yeah, I'll usually at least have a stack of 5 players, regardless of the slate size, and then as it goes higher, maybe I'll double stack some teams.
And then just, I guess, some quick thoughts if people are asking you. We don't really bring Alex on for the player either ors as much, but I guess a couple of middle price pitchers that people really want to know your thoughts about. How about, I guess, out of those guys in the middle tier, the Caleb Smith to, let's say, Tyler Anderson tier, so including, Weaver and who else is in there that's pretty good that we talked about? Male, Pavetta, yeah. Which of those guys jumps out to you as being potentially the best play in that kind of mishmash of mediocrity?
So one of the things I do is I'll look at some different projections from other sites to kind of see who other people are on. I have Weaver projected lower than some of the other projections, so I'm thinking that he's going to be a little bit over-owned, especially among like regular players. I prefer pivoting to Pavetta because I think he's being a little bit underrated.
Ooh, all right.
Jake's gonna love that.
I'm not thrilled with that either. I'm not a Pavetta guy tonight. I'm going Rockies. I don't want all you guys talking shit on the Rockies. I guess one last question, Alex.
Well, wait, let me interrupt real quick. I mean, you got to stack the Rockies, and you also have Pivetta, then you can't lose.
There you go. One last question before we let you go. When are the primers for game theory and bankroll management coming up? I think that's something that you've talked about or maybe referenced, or they might even be up on the site. I don't know, but I think Jam's one of our guys.
I actually already wrote an article on bankroll management. It's been waiting around to be published for like a couple of months now, so I'm not really sure what we're doing with it.
That's your Chinese democracy. You're saving it up for the big day where you want to put it down in the world. There you go, Alex. Any parting words before we let you go focus on your lineup, since you have way more stake on this than any of us in the chat do?
Well, thank you guys for hosting, and thanks for everyone watching. Appreciate the support.
All right, thank you guys. Thank you, Alex, for tuning in, or for coming in rather. We'll have you back next week.
All right, thanks.
Later, boss.
All right, so there we go. There's the boss man, Alex Baker. He is at Osmo DFS on Twitter. So if you want to go follow him on there, check out his thoughts, buy a stake in him if you want to really. I mean, honestly, if you're going to invest in anything, that's at least comparable to Bitcoin. It can't be much worse than Bitcoin currently is. Yeah, so he's not a big Lauer guy.
No one is besides me slightly.
Subster is a known Eric Lauer aficionado. It's hard.
I'm not a Chris Spags aficionado anymore.
Speaking of, let's do home run picks while we have. We're not going to bother Alex with it today. But Alex Bregman's not in the lineup tonight. Fucking Astros, man. They really know how to ruin everything.
I want to get one of these Friends Forever tracks as like the intro music for this shit.
It would be a good way to open the live stream. We do occasionally get a little emo when things aren't going our way. So, Mean Mommy, I would like to hear more about. Good to know that Alex's mom is so mean, though.
So what? Since I assume you don't know the answer to this, what instrument do you think he played, or is he like the front man?
I can see you playing bass.
You slap at a bass?
Yeah, I don't know. He's got like a little more soul, so I think that's usually the guy who plays bass, I would say.
I'm fixing you on the screen right now. It changes the shape once Alex gets off, so.
That's fine. I was putting in Astros anyway because I want to know. I want to know who's looking good. I like Correa tonight for the Astros, by the way, just so everybody knows that.
You're not in the minority.
No, look, I have a bold pick. It's Carlos Correa. All right, Jake Carr has already dropped his dong pick in the chat. He is the baseball savant, the owner of baseballsavant.mlb.com. Jake Carr is going with Daniel Murphy. His dong is Daniel Murphy, apparently. So I don't know. Maybe it's a nickname for it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna name my dick after a baseball player. Well, maybe I would. Maybe I would.
Which one? Not Daniel Murphy. That's a pretty generic name to give your penis.
Sammy Sosa. It used to be dark, but now it's really light.
Or Mark McGuire, because you take a lot of performance enhancers.
Jim Abbott. I'm missing the top of it.
All right, that one's not going to get topped. Who is your dong pick for the night? Well, we got Daniel Murphy on the line. By the way, updated again. Josh was right yet again on home runs. So we are now tied for the year in terms of individual players we have picked to hit a home run who have hit one. I have one more home run overall.
I don't know if raising the roof is still a thing, but I just raised the roof.
You deserve it. If you had picked Adrianza, that would have been more impressive. But, you can't ask for everything, I guess.
No.
All right, who are we doing?
Alrighty. Who did Jake go? Oh, Jake went with Murphy. He's been slobbing all over him for the past 2 days. Alrighty. I am going to take someone that plays tonight.
Anticipation is killing me.
Is it?
It's literally killing me.
I want to make sure I didn't take this person before, because if I did, then I'm not as interested.
Oh.
Okay, sweet. I didn't. I've got Scooter Gennett.
Oh, I like Scooter Gennett. Okay, I'm all right with that. I'm going to go directly contrary to you and Cy Young winner Eric Lauer. I'm going with Harrison Bader.
Okie dokie. Scooter Jeanette, Harrison, Bader. Jake went with Daniel Murphy. I think Daniel Murphy. One of the Murphys.
Yep.
All this Captain green. Look at this. June is just green month for me.
It's a little upsetting, to be honest. There's so much green in a row, but look, we've all been there except for Jake. We've all had a hot streak. Overall, our numbers aren't bad, though. I feel like I did like quick math, and I'm pretty sure we're like either 5 for 30 or like roughly 5 for 30. So,
yeah, I'll create a better table where we could add this shit up easier.
But yeah, the important thing is we are now tied. We are now tied in individual guys as a. It's sad. It's sad to have lost that lead. Felt like it was going to go on forever.
Yeah, don't worry. I feel like mine will.
I feel like I say Bader goes 0 for 4 with 3 Ks. Look, I'm going with Bader because he has the best isolated power on this slate. He gets on base 407 OBP, strikes out league average. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I got to go against Lauer. That's just where my heart is. I don't want that guy to do well tonight. Who do you like better? No site name given. Suarez or Scooter?
What's the question? Sorry, I was looking back at the chat. 1, Jake telling me that I should lose a dong for raising the roof. And 2, Alex actually admitting that he doesn't smoke. And he's just like naturally looks like he's high.
There was a guy I used to work with who people would always accuse of being on oxys, and like he just kind of has those eyes, like he had never taken a painkiller or smoked weed, I think, in his life. And I feel like just some people have that flow. You think a little more, I don't know, directly. I feel like some people just come across as high.
Yeah. Okay. Hit me with that question again. Now I'm ready.
Who do you like better, Suarez or Scooter?
For a home run, or just like in general?
I think just in general.
I don't know. Let me look at it.
It would be
It's
Scooter for me.
Suarez for me.
Really? Okay.
I have a decent amount of Suarez on FanDuel. I have the same amount of both of those guys on DK, so I could go either direction, really.
Like independent of, I guess, any sort of roster construction thing, I would go Jeanette. Suarez strikes out more. Jeanette doesn't strike out that much. A little more power. So that would be what I would make the difference for. Pivetta or Caleb Smith in a FanDuel GPP?
Pivetta or Caleb Smith in a FanDuel GPP? Pivetta.
Yeah. I would say probably Pivetta. I still don't think I think he actually has a decent chance to get rocked. I agree with Kev T in the chat.
He doesn't have much ownership on FanDuel. Like, he's got the same as Caleb Smith, and I don't have them even comparable to my knowledge. Yeah, okay. I've got Pivetta at like 3 points higher than him, so I have to answer Pivetta if they're going to be at the same ownership.
I mean, I think that the Giants are a pretty tough matchup for Caleb Smith, but if you're just looking solely at his numbers, and it is in Miami, so there is sort of a pitcher's park benefit there. I think there's some logic in Caleb Smith, and I think that Pivetta's probably at least has a decent chance of getting shelled, but that's just me. I'm not playing a ton of Rockies though, so it's not a full confidence thing that I would say, but I just don't see it for Pivetta tonight. I want to play Votto, but he's going to end up walking 3 times. Votto is a good player. I think he hasn't had a game under 15 points in like a week or something. I feel like I saw somebody mention that today.
Let me look.
At least it's a run of like 3 or 4 games, but maybe it's like just this week he hasn't had a game under 15.
No, he's been way under that. Well, not way under that, but it's still steady. 18, 10, 10, 14, 10, 10, 11, 14.
Maybe he was under 10 then. That would make more sense.
Yeah. I mean, that's good. That's super reliable.
It was kind of a bummer because I saw that he had 18, and that's obviously a score on DraftKings where it would usually indicate that you possibly hit a home run. And I didn't see the alert, and I was like, did I miss that? Did Votto get a home run? And I was like, nope, just had that triple in like the 10th inning.
Yeah, he hit a bases loaded triple in extras.
I mean, like, it's great that the players are clutch, and I like when guys who I pick for the home run still have a good day. That kind of hurt. wanted that one. Whatever.
Would we count inside the park home runs? Right? I mean, it's the same points. You don't get less.
Yeah, it's just like I don't even know how you would how would you even pick that? That's total fluke luck.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if let's just say someone hit an inside the park home run tonight, we would count it, correct?
I guess so. Yeah.
Highlighted in a different color.
Yeah, that might be the move. Like, put it in pink.
That's what I guess.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to talk like that in 2018, but I think that is the exact color we should make it.
Yeah, it's got to be a little shameful. But if that did happen, I mean, that's almost more unlikely. But there's no way you could actually predict, like, yeah, this guy's going to hit it inside the park home run tonight. I see that.
Unless you're picking like Billy Hamilton or something, where he might get that from a single in the infield.
Yeah, do you like the Reds tonight? Hamilton, I think, is a little interesting. But how do you feel about the Reds as a stack?
They're really weird to me. So I just did what I hope is my last FanDuel stack, but we're going to take a look at it now. I've got like neutral amounts of Reds on the FanDuel side, and I'm pretty neutral on the DK side. But I've got more of like Schebler and Peraza and Votto, and less of Jeanette and Suarez. So I'm bouncing around the Reds. I have them quite a bit, but they're not. I don't have them like the normal way.
Yeah, I like the Reds. I mean, I liked the Reds a lot yesterday, and it's obviously pretty similar matchup. I think Jake actually mentioned this on the morning show with Hamill and Kennedy. They're both pretty bad pitchers who kind of are bad in similar ways. So I don't mind them, but I feel like there were just better options tonight, whereas last night I kind of was like, oh, the Reds look really great. Tonight there's a lot of places I'd rather go, including places that are a little contrarian. So I didn't get there for the Reds, but Votto is a one-off. I think Jeanette's got some use. I think there's guys there. You could do mini stacks too. That would work. Kev T thinks this is the Cole Hamels gem tonight. I do not see that. The Dodgers have been fantastic lately. I like the Dodgers.
I hope it's not. I fucking hate Cole Hamels.
I don't have a strong opinion about Cole Hamels, but I like the Dodgers a lot tonight. I think Austin Barnes is also a sneaky play.
When I was like a big-time follow everything that the Braves do and cheer for them fans, like before DFS, Cole Hamels was a pitcher for the Phillies, so I hated his ass with a raging passion.
I guess the logic, if you were going to play Cole Hamels tonight, it would be that the team total for the Dodgers isn't terrible, or terribly rather obtrusive for an opposing pitcher. But I don't see it. I feel like Hamels is going to get rocked, and that total seems low to me.
Yeah, I don't. I only have a little bit of him on DK. I'm like matching the field basically right now. So
yeah, to me, like I think you could stack basically any guy in that Dodgers lineup again, and there's a decent chance of it being okay. I don't see it for Hamels tonight. Who do you like, Josh, aka Mr. Negative? Mr. Neg? That's another nickname for you potentially.
Cool. I was hoping we can get a new one. Hey, whatever makes Chubster go away, it's fine. Who do I like? Like in what? As what? In this slate? As a pitcher? As a baseball team?
I don't know. Just who do you like? It's open-ended.
Fairly fond of my wife. I guess I should answer it like that.
Yes. You cannot roster her. That is only on Josh's lineups.
Yeah.
You should say that in your vows if you're a DFS guy. I only want to roster you for the rest of my life. I would kill myself if I ever did that. But
I quoted Barney Stinson in my vows.
Okay. That was relevant, I'm sure, when you got married. It still is, I guess.
It was good. I think.
What
was the quote?
Yeah.
It's out of context and actually not funny. It's actually like a romantic quote, so it's not as interesting. It's not some sort of like funny Neil Patrick Harris type thing.
It wasn't like suit up, and then all you and the groomsmen just like had an extra suit underneath your suit, and then you're like, yeah.
No, it's actually a line that he said to like a fake girlfriend and then to his daughter in the last season.
Okay, that's cute. Well,
I can say it, but like it's really awkward for me to just say it out loud.
You don't want to like recite it to us, to all of us, in both hosting and in the chat.
Exactly. It's
All
not.
right,
It's not as interesting.
Fine. Favorite food, Mr. Negative. What do you? You know what? Actually, what it should be is like you have like 2 nicknames where you're like Mr. Negative, Josh Chubster Engelman.
Whatever. I hate my life.
Keep tacking more nicknames on like Human Centipede.
Favorite food? I mean, it depends on the day. Pepperoni pizza, enchiladas. I'll tell you what, that spicy chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A is quite high on the list now.
That's surprising after you were so down at the beginning. I'm glad that you've been a convert.
It's all thanks to you, man. I appreciate you.
Oh, that was nice. That was like the vows. I'll take that. You don't have to recite a quote for me.
I got pizza the night I said those vows, too.
Let's see. Harper or Blackman tonight for the rich man's lineups?
That's a good question, but I can get to an answer pretty quickly. All right, where's Harper? Harper. I mean, the answer is going to be Harper for me because Blackman usually grades out pretty poorly, but I don't know their salaries, so. I've got Harper with a higher projection, similar ownership, so give me Harper.
I would go, yeah. I mean, Harper I think is a better play. I like Blackman as part of a Rockies stack, but I'm hyping those Rockies tonight. I actually don't have enough Rockies where I feel like I should be hyping them this much, but some guys I feel like I kind of fall in love with as we talk about them, and the Rockies are one of those teams which I've fallen a little more in love with. Yankees best stack tonight, right? Ask Kev T. I mean, they're an okay stack, but there's probably some game theory reasons not to play them and price reasons too. But what do you think, Josh?
Zach Jameson just nailed the quote, by the way.
So did Matt Swan. Two guys. Now everybody knows.
Yankees best stack. No, not for me. I get basically no Yankees on DK. So they are like the spot that I am fading.
Oh, see, I don't know that I would fade them. It's hard to afford them, especially if you're trying to play the Bowers, Barrios, Cole triumvirate. I do like the Yankees as a stack. I think they look pretty good. And Fedawap does not grade out well for me at all. It looks actually kind of dog shit.
Yeah, I'm putting in my last DK crunch right now just to take a look and make sure all the percentages work. But we're projecting them to be highly chalky, and I don't have them. I don't really know how to reconcile that. I might force them in a line or two just for a little coverage.
Yeah, I just think like there's Fed is pretty bad. I mean, he's to me like I think possibly the second worst pitcher on the slate behind Cy Young winner Eric Lauer.
I have no words any longer. I just don't.
One of my skills is finding something to drill down into that really just gets at you. I feel like it's part of the charm of this live stream, I'm sure.
Charm's an interesting word to use there.
It's a different approach. You and Jake in the morning are like so collegial, just like two guys talking to the water cooler about baseball. And then we come in here and it's just like the Terror Dome for you, where you're just getting assaulted in all ends.
So we've got the Yankees projected for 11% ownership, relatively speaking, to the slate.
Mm-hmm.
And I have 1%.
A little low. It's a little low.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of that. Like, they don't grade out well for me, but at the same time, like, I could easily be in, like, the 3% range, and I think it would look a little bit more reasonable. So I think what I'm going to do is force in, like, 3 additional Yankees lines.
And if you're going to make a case for not playing the Yankees, Feta, is it Fetty? Fed? Like, can we get a conclusive answer on that?
Yeah, I got it. Eric Fede, right?
Fede? Is it Fede?
I don't know. That's just how I'm saying it when I say it out loud. It's... Hold on. You can see my screen, right?
I can't.
You can't?
No, it's always delayed for me because I'm watching on YouTube.
Oh, but you can see my screen.
Eventually.
The pronoun Fetty. It's Fetty.
Oh, so like Fetty Wap. Okay, so I was right then.
Yes.
Eric. And also a K in Eric. How many fucking things do you need in your name? enough of this Eric Fetty. Anyway, Fetty, if you are not going to stack the Yankees, the case against the Yankees would be that not a terrible xFIP for Fetty, and his K per 9 also not terrible, and also not giving up a horrendous amount of hard contact. That whip though is pretty terrible, but that can come down. So
I whip my head back and forth. Sorry.
No, Fetty Wap brings out all the music in us. He might have the same vision as Fetty Wap.
I doubt it.
Based on his ERA, that's all. Zach Jameson's pointed out 6.79 ERA. Not a thing we look at, but xFIP is a general better indicator of a pitcher success.
1738.
Anderson or Covey as an SP2 on DK?
Anderson.
Yeah, I think it's Anderson. Covey, actually, I would have stacked against more, but I just didn't get there. Covey doesn't look great to me tonight, so yep, Anderson also for me. How about Kenta Maeda? We haven't talked about him at all.
I prefer Kenta Kobashi, but I'm willing to talk about it.
But not Kobayashi.
Wait, the hot dog guy or Kenta Kobayashi, the other?
No, yeah. Wait, is it? No, yeah. Well, isn't Kenta Kobayashi also like Hideo Itami? But I mean, also Kobayashi is the hot dog eating guy, yes?
Yes. No. Wait. I don't know. Now
guesses.
I'm just mentally confused for this, and no one else is probably going to be involved in this conversation, so we can probably bury it.
That's fair. Yeah, but Kenta, let's talk about Kenta Maeda.
Yeah, let's talk about Kenta Maeda. I'm like neutral with the field on both sides, so I guess I like him a little bit.
Okay, I think he looks like a good spot to me for strikeouts and stuff, and he's at that price, which I think he should find a little less ownership than some of the other higher price guys. Actually, I don't even know if that's true, but I would assume so, especially coming off of injury. We have him at what? No, we have him actually still being pretty highly owned. Then I don't know. I still like him. Texas isn't that good, so I'm alright with it. So Mike V is saying that apparently Covey is good now. Is what Mike V seems to be indicating. I don't think that doesn't.
He's not.
Data does.
He's not. Yeah, he's not.
Yeah. No. I mean, like he's not. I don't think he's awful. He's like kind of the Orioles pitchers type of guy where he's been a little better sometimes, but it doesn't change the fact that if you look at the raw numbers, they're not very impressive. Also, his reference point is that James Shields apparently is also good now. In one good game.
That might be more true than false. So
he's had like 4 bad games in a row now, or something like that.
He's just never bad enough when I need him to be.
That is fair. That I will give you.
Why the fuck can't I get a stack here?
Now hoping Lauer pitches a no-hitter. Look, not impossible. He is a Cy Young winner, Eric Lauer. McCutchen or Gallo as a one-off on FanDuel.
Probably McCutchen. McCutchen or Gallo on FanDuel?
Yeah. Utility, probably.
I mean, I would go McCutchen. These guys are not even remotely close to each other. They might be in salary. No, they shouldn't even be in salary. Yeah, McCutchen by a fucking mile. I've got McCutchen projected for 11.2 on FanDuel, and I've got Gallo at 9.4. That's a chasm.
Yeah, I'm with you on McCutchen. I think that's a good play, and that San Francisco stack I think is pretty interesting. Like I think, I don't mind Caleb Smith, but I think if you play a Caleb Smith, I would also play a Giants stack or two just to kind of balance it out. Because I think that's one I could see going either way, but the Giants do grade out pretty well for me. David Parker says enough pitchers. Yeah, let's not talk about half the part of the whole fucking thing, David Parker. let's just omit that part. Nothing. Any good questions in chat? Guys, we got 10 minutes left till lock, so get them in. Lauer pitches a complete game. I should have to wear a Lauer jersey on the stream. I don't want to have to buy a Lauer jersey. But I guess it might go up in value when he wins a Cy Young.
Yeah, there you go. That's what he's going to do. Win the Cy Young.
So it all starts tonight. It all starts tonight.
That's not what the All-American Rejects said. That was good, right?
I enjoyed that when you were speaking right to me. That's one of my favorite bands of all time. I don't know what they're doing now, but I love those guys.
I like them in Rock Band.
You know, I never really played Rock Band at any length. I was more of a Guitar Hero guy.
I could be meaning Guitar Hero. It's the same fucking game.
It is the same game. Very derivative. Hicks or Gardner on DK. That would be Gardner for me.
Hicks or Gardner. Yeah, Gardner.
Yeah. You guys gonna cover any World Cup fantasy or have any content, Josh? You have any updates on what we're doing for the World Cup and when it comes out?
We will have projections out for the Friday slate.
There you go. Barrios or Bauer in a DK single entry? This is the big question. I would go Barrios, but I'm probably in the deep minority on that one.
Barrios or Bauer in a DK single entry? I would rather have... I would rather have Bauer and go unique on the bats.
I think for a single entry, I actually would agree with that approach. But overall, though, I just think Barrios is a better shot tonight than people are giving him credit for. I don't love the price for Barrios, but
if I could pick someone other than Barrios, maybe.
Sure. What do you know about this? I like the way that Sean Evans phrases. What do you know about this Jesmuel Valentine? Josh, what do you know about this Jesmuel Valentine?
That's a name I've never seen before.
He's playing tonight. Or she. Could be a she. Maybe it's like that Fox show where there's like a female baseball player.
It's not a she. A woman can't be in the majors.
Well, Fox disagrees. There was that show Pitch.
I don't know what that is. Is
that
a real
I only
show?
know. Yeah, I think there was actually some noteworthy actor in it who I was looking up recently. Yeah, it was a show. Yeah, no, it was a legit dramatic actor. Oh, okay, Jesmuel Valentine. I don't have the plate appearances number in front of me. On base percentage thus far of 167, strikeout rate of 33%. So data wise, nothing there, but
what team is this person on?
Phillies batting 7th.
I've got 2% on FanDuel and 4% on DK. They look to be dog shit. 62 weighted runs created plus from Steamer, 109 ISO. Yeah, not somebody you should be like, oh, I can't wait to get them in the lineup.
From what I can tell, based on the limited sample size, -17 WRC plus for old Jesse Valentine. So not there yet. But hey, if you're stacking that team up, be contrarian and get somebody at low owned. Believe in Jesmuel. Yeah, I feel like it's probably pronounced even much different, like Yesmuel or something. I don't know.
I'd look it up, but I don't care.
No, it's not. That one's not worth it. Is Weaver and Smith a bad play?
No.
I didn't love. Alex wasn't big on Weaver. I didn't love that, but
well,
I like Weaver.
Alex is wrong.
Yeah, you show him.
I mean, I love Weaver tonight, so it's hard for me to say no to that question.
Weaver grades out really well for me too, so I don't see it quite that way. But
starting our own website.
You know what? We can always agree to disagree here at Osmo.com. It's all about being a cross section of opinions that are formed based on data.
Chubster.com.
Right? You should change all of your DFS handles to Chubster.
I'm going to Chubster.com right now, and I'm really nervous about it.
Oh, that could not be good. Kevin Zoe is going 50% Adrianza. That is a full-on points chase there, Kevin Zoe.
I don't really know what happened to my Excel sheet right now. This is not the best.
Oh, is this all white screen?
Yeah, we'll get there when we get there. All right. Is Chubster available?
Chris Taylor or Matt Kemp on DK?
I can't answer that right now.
Because you're Excel.
Probably
I would
Chris
go,
Taylor, but I don't know.
I'll pull up the Dodgers. I think they both look good to me, but so I don't want to pick one. But let's see, because my Excel works.
I'm back in business. Chris Taylor or another Dodger, Matt Kemp.
Yep.
I don't really have much Dodgers, but I would take Taylor because he hits higher in the order.
They grade out similarly for me. Kemp has a little more power, 237 ISO versus 191 for Taylor. Taylor strikes out 23.5%. Kemp strikes out 19.6%, and obviously those percentages will hold up for the rest of time. So I would go with Matt Kemp.
Do I get Chubster.life?
It does sum up what you're all about.
I'm living that Chubster life.
Eat multiple quesadillas like it's a no thing.
We have a sign in our kitchen right now that says "Eat tacos every day." Also Dillas. So yeah, I eat tacos and quesadillas constantly.
DD, I don't know who DD is, but DD/Correa and an FD single entry.
I'm not a big
DD.
DeMar DeRozan guy.
Yeah, like, I'm not sure who DD would be in that. Oh, DD Gregorius? Don't say it like, spell out DD. That's just confusing. That sounds like somebody's name. I would go Correa.
Why is the thing, like, why do people act like typing is so difficult?
Yeah, we have to read this and make sense of it. Like, we're not in your brain.
Like, just type that. How much longer could that possibly take? Typing is the easiest thing in the world. That's not even how his name's spelled. It's 2 more characters. 2. Are 2 I's that difficult?
He might actually think it's just like it's like short for like Donald Duck Gregorius.
It's not like it's Giannis Antetokounmpo. Sure, shorten that shit.
All right, that's fair. ML Lewis, I'll pardon you. He thought it was spelled DD. Well, now you know he's not.
Fair enough.
Sued.
Okay.
Donald Duck.
I retract my. I retract my irrational response.
Look, it confused me because I was like, who's a player on the slate? Like David Dahl? Is David Dahl on the slate? And I was really struggling there. But
Double dong. Well, okay, so Didi Gregorius or Carlos Correa is the question. I assume we don't have sight.
No, it was FanDuel.
Oh, even better. Alrighty, so Gregorius and Correa. I've got Correa projected 1 full point ahead of him, and Gregorius with more ownership. So absolutely Correa for me.
I would agree with Correa. I don't mind Blackburn quite as much as Josh does, but I think Correa's in a good spot regardless. Metal Burning with a fantastic Office reference to Kevin. I'm not going to repeat it, but good one, Metal Burning. You got a point. Card stack. Talk card stack one more time. I mean, Josh simply doesn't believe in them because Eric Lauer is an opposing force that cannot be conquered. I like the Cardinals a lot tonight.
I mean, they're my number 1 stack on FanDuel. And
what?
Almost number 2 on DK.
Is that like you pulling Eric Lauer's pigtails? So like you're like, oh, listen, I think you're great, but you got to earn it, buddy.
I just like the Cardinals. What do you want me to do?
But you also like Eric Lauer, so I'm just trying to figure it out. Trying to make sense of it all.
I do have quite a bit of Eric Lauer.
I know. He's future Cy Young winner. Why wouldn't you? Get him at the cheapest.
Yeah.
It's like getting a penny sock.
It is. Trading up in pink sheets.
So what is this thing about Tommy Pham? I saw people mentioning that in your live stream this morning. Does Tommy Pham have like an eye issue or something? I haven't seen anything about that, but I have seen people reference it as though it's like a thing.
ML Lewis had an eye issue. Couldn't put them in the DD's name.
He's missing 2 eyes.
Yeah. I'd say he's like Stevie Wonder, but that motherfucker can see.
Tommy Pham. Is there anything wrong with Tommy Pham?
Not when I search. Where do you land on the fuck? God, I already forgot his name. Who did I just say?
Tommy Pham?
No. Stevie Wonder. Do you think he's blind for real?
Yes, I would say I'm pretty sure he's blind for real, yeah.
I don't buy it.
There'd be lots of that.
It's like a thing that he might not be blind.
I don't think it's a thing. I think like enough people have been around him and like been confident enough in his blindness that he just has like an extra sensory ability because he's been blind for so long.
I don't know why I typed Gizmodo. That it's not on Gizmodo.
Gizmodo, the big Stevie Wonder reporting site.
Well, no, it's Jezebel. Yeah.
Oh
wait, no, this is a new one. My old one's from like a couple years ago. It was Deadspin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he like catches mic stands and stuff that are falling over.
He's got like
looking people in the eye and shit.
He's got like Spidey sense because he's blind. Like, you know, like Spider-Man gets the extra. Like that's basically what blind people have. You get like you're a little more aware, and I don't think he's like 100% blind. I think he's like 99% blind. So maybe he sees like the hues of things.
Did you guys talk about flat Earth yesterday?
Somebody asked about it, and then I was like, no, I believe the Earth is round. And that was the end of it. But
Earth is an illusion, man.
I believe the Earth is round. Somebody asked if a home run would go farther if the Earth were round or flat. I believe it would go farther round, but I have no physics to back that up, and neither did Jake.
None of it's real. I had a really ridiculous conversation about VR with a buddy of mine today, like before and after we recorded. It's gonna be ridiculous. It's so soon. I'm so pumped.
Wait, virtual reality? Like just that you'd be a part of somehow?
Yeah, like the wife mentioned about the United States getting the World Cup and was like, do you want to go in 2026 or whatever? And I was like, look, we're going to be 40. I bet VR is going to be really awesome at that point. We don't need to go. We can just strap up the goggles. And then I started thinking about like, a lot of people will do that. Like millions and millions of people will watch things like that. You can already kind of watch basketball games like that from time to time. So it's only going to get better. It's always, people are going to get like an amazing experience with that. So what if it gets so good that so many people keep doing that everything is just, you don't attend it, you just put the goggles on. And then at what point are you just watching video games instead of regular people? Like the lines get blurry real fast and all of a sudden I'm just watching the NBA 2K League. And it's not even real basketball anymore. And I can't separate real from fact. And that rant is brought to you by marijuana.
Have you seen that NBA virtual reality app where you could like download it on your iPhone?
Yeah.
And it creates like a doorway in your house that you could walk through and you're basically on the court like watching?
It's sick.
It's really fucking cool. If you guys haven't
and
seen
it's
that yet.
super early. Like
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not even a headset. That's like your phone. I don't know. It's pretty cool. I do think though that people are right. We do live in a simulation. Like I definitely felt that, especially when I did shrooms that time, not that long ago. Elon Musk believes that. He's super rich. He's a little less smart seeming now that he's on social media all the time. But I think the odds of us being a simulation, pretty high. Just a bit of a downer, but we're a Black Mirror episode and we don't even know it.
Is it a downer? If I could transfer my consciousness or something, it's not a downer.
But you won't probably be able to transfer your consciousness. It's just like the simulation will end and that'll be it. And then there'll be like another you. Like so maybe it would keep going for you, but I don't know how that works. I don't know if you're also the you in another timeline.
Whew, fucking hell, I love drugs.
Go watch some Rick and Morty and it'll hopefully answer some more questions about the world.
That's how Westworld, man. It's just whew.
Oh yeah, that too.
That's
yeah, that
damn.
Did you watch this week's episode?
I did.
Such a great episode. That's one of my favorites. The shows. I mean, actually, my favorite by far. I think they've done.
So good.
Yeah, that was good. If you haven't been watching Westworld and you maybe gave it a shot before, this is the week to watch it. Really good episode. One of those like surprising ones about a character you haven't spent a lot of time with.
He's gonna win an award for that performance.
Deservedly so, and that's like also a big moment for like Native Americans too, that they like spoke, in Lakota the entire episode.
Yeah.
There's a really beautiful language too. I just thought that was like a really great piece of like artwork, that episode. So yeah, nothing good. Go in chat. If Earth was flat, gravity would be non-existent at the center of the disk and very high at edge. Think of a spinning record. Okay, sure. Yeah, I believe you. Yeah, that's enough. Josh has to eat quesadillas. I have to go watch Eric Lauer win a Cy Young. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Alex Osmo Baker, for joining us before. If you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure to do that. We go live like almost twice a day now. So make sure to go subscribe. You'll be notified whenever we go live. If you're not a premium member of Osmo.com, join up, because all the things that we reference, all the things that Alex writes, his rankings, his ownership projections are all available for you every day to help you build better lineups, as well as additional content. Like I actually don't know if the thing we're doing tomorrow is going to be premium or not yet, but probably. So sign up now, get all that good stuff in. And thank you guys for tuning in. And Josh, any parting words for everyone?
Yeah, go Eric Lauer.
Go fuck yourself, Eric Lauer. That's my final words. Thank you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow for more.
Adios, people.